Hi my scrappy friends, it is Melinda here with you today on the Colour Blast YouTube channel. Hi, I have just popped in to share my latest project as part of the design team, and here it is. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I'm just going to quickly add that this past weekend I have been lucky enough to participate in 5 real life actual classes with the very talented likes of Fiona Poltridge, Natalie May, Belinda Spencer and Michelle Grant, and I am so inspired, so inspired. So if you are kind of on a bit of a scrappy meh, then I cannot recommend highly enough that if you have a local scrapbooking store, take some classes or jump online and take some online classes. As I said, I'm feeling so inspired. So I'll start talking about the project now. I am working on a 12 by 12 page that I have pre-gessoed with some clear gesso, and I wanted to use this stitched circles stamp set that I recently purchased. I've been dying to get it for months and finally recently got it. So I'm just using my black archival ink and I've just stamped that in the background in a vertical line from top to bottom. I also grabbed out this sketchy heart. I think that's a Studio Calico stamp set maybe. I'm still just using my black archival ink. I want to make sure that the colour is not going to move. And I've just made sure that's all nice and dry. My next step is this fun new stencil. Thank you, Natalie, for using it in class. I love it. And my stormy weather, what is this stuff called? Sorry, colour paste. And I'm just applying that in, again, that vertical line. I knew that I wanted to work in a vertical line as I'm working with 2 photo strips today. You can just see them on the top left hand side of the screen there. And I wanted to keep this part of the background fairly neutral because I knew I was going to use pink to add my colour. So that's all dry, and I'm using my colour shimmer dusts today, just adding some water to the candy and to the lollipop to reactivate them. So this is how I keep mine after I've used them once. I let the colour dry up in the pan, all the water evaporates, and I'm just left with colour. This time I wanted a more intense colour, so I'm adding extra of the dust. And what you can see I'm doing here is that's the candy, and I actually grabbed the lollipop shimmer dust and added that into the little candy pot well thing. So I had to soak up all that colour. Perhaps I could have used it elsewhere, but I was in the process of creating this project, so I didn't think further than that. So I'm just going to let that sit and activate. I'm spraying my paper with some water, using my big round paintbrush. I love this paintbrush. And just adding some colour. Now you can see this is a really vibrant, bright colour. I do decide that I want to tone it down a bit, and you'll see what I do in a minute. I did pull some of that candy in, but I kind of went, oh, I'm not sure. Just adding water as I go here and adding colour and moving it around the page. I do add a bit more of the candy, and then I just kind of go, yeah, nah, not loving it. So I pick up as much of that candy as I can, and then I just go straight over the top of the lot with the lollipop. And as you can see, I'm just using that paper towel to pick up water and some of the colour just to tone it down a little bit. I did want it to be bright, but that lollipop is super bright when you add as much powder, as much dust as I did to the water. So I've sped it up from here. I thought that you could watch half of it in slow and then I'd speed the rest up. As you can see, I'm just using my paintbrush, my paper towel, spritzing some water on and just moving the colour up and down that page. Coming in with my paper towel to lighten it a bit, and now that's completely dry. Decided it was time for some splatters. I bought this new fan brush over the weekend. I've been dying to get one and haven't been able to find one that wasn't stupid expensive. Like, I've seen them for $12. I'm like, really? So I picked that one up from the store where the classes were at. I just sprinkled that colour on, and then I'm going to use the same brush and my colour spray in Road Base, which is a flat black. Made sure that the pink was all dry, and then I've come back in with the road base. And as one does, I smooshed a bit with my finger, and I just tried to pick it up with my paper towel. I was impatient and I wanted this to dry so that I could keep working, so I'm just using my paper towel and soaking up the extra colour. Decided I needed a bit more texture. My splatters kind of went a bit all over the place, more so than I had expected. So I just grabbed a couple more texture stamps and I'm just adding some more texture to the background. So I'm using this script one by Kaisercraft, and then I pull out another one. It's a wood mounted one by Stampin' Up. I think it's in the Extreme Elements stamp set. I've just gone to get that now. Sorry, I thought I'd cut this out. Apparently not. So I'm just next to where my camera is, flipping through my stamps, finding the one that I want. There it is. Just inking that up. I'm not fully pressing down on this one, but by the same token, it's not a big deal if I do or don't, because it's not a square stamp. It's not going to leave straight lines on it. I really like how that background came together. I knew that I wanted to use these thickers for my title. They're better together. So I pulled those straight off, and then I grabbed a few bits and pieces to embellish with. I've pulled out the Mad About You ephemera and some stickers from Flutterby Designs, and I'm just going to pull out the bits and pieces that I think I might use. Decide to use those as layers behind my photo. And these photos were taken at one of my husband's work Christmas parties. We're just being stupid and carrying on like idiots, because that's what you do, right? I decided to ink the edges of these cards. These are also from Flutterby Designs. And I'm just going to layer them up behind my photos. I decided I wanted a bit more texture in the background, so I grabbed this plasterer's tape. It's not very obvious on the video here, but I really do like the texture that it gives on the page. Just sticking that down at the top and the bottom of those photo strips. And then I've got some white punchinella. I'm just chopping that up, sticking that in to a place where I like it. I decided I didn't like the shape of that, so I trimmed it down a bit more. And there we go, just a little bit of extra texture. Chopping up some cardboard to stick all my layers down. I did originally start with some foam underneath that photo, but it wasn't doing what I wanted to do, so I'm just using some offcuts of a box or something. Some black thread. I'm just going to pop that in two places. It's going to go on top of the tape that I've got there, at the top and the bottom. Glue it all down. That wasn't heavy enough, so I'll use my wire cutters. Now I'm just using wet glue because there is gesso and paint and paste, and I figured I wanted it to stay stuck and not find bits and pieces at the bottom of my page protector. That little label sticker says, "You are my person." That little tab up the top says, "Hey babe." XOXO. That one says, "Mad About You." And obviously there's the you and me on the bottom right hand side. That you and me work really well there. The love heart nestled right in between the two words above the "and." So I've done this before and it's something I forget about, but I really, really like the look of it. It was something that I did over the weekend in one of my classes. And I've just punched a border punch on two edges, and I'm just adding some of that darker pink behind just for another shot of that hot pink. So that's my page finished. I really love how this came together. I have some journaling that I'm going to add to the back, just it's a bit more personal. And it doesn't need to be shared with everyone that is seeing this or everyone that flips through my album. So that's the close-ups. Here are all the links for Colour Blast and then the products list. So thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.